सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशर्षिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां व्यासशंकरमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः। ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः, परब्रह्मणे नमः, श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्यशंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्रुतिमातुः परब्रह्मणः गुरुपरम्परायाः कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मविद्यानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः पारायणं भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। Today we are in the chanting of third Bhrigu. As every day you are doing, adding little more concentration, little more Shraddha and Bhakti. In the endeavor we have taken up little more sincerity. Let us do the chanting. Om Ata Taittiriya Upanishadः Parayanam Tritiya Bhrigu. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. भृगुर्वैवारुणिः वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तस्मा एतत्प्रोवाच अन्नं प्राणं चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनोवाचमिति तगं होवाच यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत्प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति तद्विजिज्ञासस्व तद्ब्रह्मेति सदबोधप्यत सदपस्तप्त्वा अन्नं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् अन्नाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते अन्नेन जातानि जीवन्ति अन्नं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगुं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा प्राणो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् प्राणाद्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते प्राणेन जातानि जीवन्ति प्राणं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा मनो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् मनसो ह्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते मनसा जातानि जीवन्ते मनः प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीः भगवो ब्रह्मेति तगं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेति स तपोतप्यथ स तपस्तप्त्वा विज्ञानं ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् विज्ञानाध्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते विज्ञानेन जातानि जीवन्ति विज्ञानं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्ति ते तद्विज्ञाय पुनरेव वरुणं पितरमुपससार अधीहि भगवो ब्रह्मेते तगं होवाच तपसा ब्रह्म विजिज्ञासस्व तपो ब्रह्मेते स तपोदप्यत स तपस्तप्त्वा आनन्दो ब्रह्मेति व्यजानात् आनन्दाध्येव खल्विमानि भूतानि जायन्ते आनन्देन जातानि जीवन्ते आनन्दं प्रयन्त्यभिसंविशन्तीति सैषा भार्गवी वारुणी विद्या परमे व्योमन् प्रतिष्ठिता य एवं वेद प्रतितिष्ठति अन्नवानन्नादो भवते महान् भवति प्रजया पशुभिर्ब्रह्मवर्चसेन महान् कीर्त्या ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ श्रीकृष्ण यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणदः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः प्रार्थनामन्त्राः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ दशमोऽनुभागः ॐ अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्जसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षिदः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षिदः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षिदः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्. Saluting to entire Brahma Vidya Acharya Guru Parampara Shruti Mata Parabrahma Tattva Sri Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yagnavalkya Adi Shankara Gurus and also our own Gurus. Before we continue and conclude our Dashama Anuvaka study today, the simple 4 thoughts just to begin the day with 4 ideas, 4 discussions, few thoughts. First and foremost is in what activities we are tired, fatigued, exhausted? Question. In what activities we are getting tired, getting fatigued, getting exhausted? In analysis, a research or an inquiry let us do on our own selves every day. Because to do spiritual sadhana, we need lot of strength, vitality, energy, and all. More than getting the strength, vitality from any sources, we have to conserve already existing, already given ones. So, which are the activities in which all my energies are going away? All my abilities are getting wasted, and I'm feeling that fatigueness or tiredness any time of the day. Then, obviously, the next question is it worthy? That contemplation helps us withdraw from that unwanted, tired, fatigued, exhausting actions, activities, involvements, whichever are they. Each one does each of the things. And it's a very sensitive, sensible, very carefully to be analyzed topic. Key, some things we do for some goodness at one level, and at that level it gives goodness. But at the other level, it makes us, useless. Like go for walking. It's a very good thing. Go for long walk. It's a good joy, a nice ride and all. But that walking after that so tired, exhausted that we sleep. So without walking, health is not good, and too much walking makes me sleep. Then I can't do my spiritual sadhana. That is the meaning of thinking about this. So too, we talk to the people. Without talking to the people, we can't live lonely. But how much talking we are doing and what topic we are doing, what an amount of tiredness, fatigueness, exhaustion, it is leaving. We have to be very careful. Rationing करना पड़ता है एक उम्र आने के बाद हर एक चीज का कैलकुलेट करना पड़ता है. This is the question one. In what activities I am tiring myself, fatiguing myself, or exhausting myself, thus remaining energyless, sapidityless? Question one. Is it worthy? How to change? One topic. And it's all the time, not one day वाला काम. हमेशा जिंदगी भर करते रहना चाहिए. Energy, vitality are very, very essential. Second question is, for what we are in our mind worried, brooding so much, anxious so much, excited so much? For what? Okay. Am I anxious, worried, brooding so much? For what? What is the thing? What is the theme that? Is it an object? Is it an indulgence? Is it a bhoga? Is it a project? Is it a person? Because otherwise, if you don't think this way and take care, the most important instrument called as mind for Adhyatmic sadhana, it itself is not in our hands. It itself is filled with so much of uncalled for, unwanted excitement, worries, anxieties, confusion, that even one little thought about spirituality also we can't entertain sustainingly. So, in what activity I am exhausting my energies, vitalities, and for what thing or reason that in my mind I am worried. Is it about the inevitabilities or solvables? There are some inevitable things which you can't avoid. Some are there you can solve. So put effort and solve which can be solved. Which cannot be solved, what can you do? Accept. Along with that, all the time there is a worry going on in the mind. And that is taking away not only the vital energy of the mana, But those thoughts are becoming continuous habits and तो क्या कहते हैं nature that we are not able to come out of that. Think about Bhagavan Rama's Jivana. You can't think because there is no mind available. It is worried about something. Think about any of the mantra or shloka of the Upanishad. श्लोक याद ही नहीं रहेगा जब इतना शोक मन में है तो श्लोक कैसे याद रहेगा श्लोक या शोक दोनों इकट्ठे नहीं हो सकते वी आर फीलिंग विद द शोका देयर नो प्लेस फॉर द श्लोका इन द माइंड एंड लाइक इन द एक्टिविटीज एस्पेक्ट 40-50% of our activities are of no use, no required, unless other than exhausting our energy, they are not at all contributing to us. In the same way, almost 60-70% of our mind's worries and broodings are for the things which are not in our control. बहुत सारा वहम रखते हैं हम ऐसे ही डरते ही जाते हैं इमेजिन करते ही जाते हैं फॉर व्हाट आई एम वरीड एनीथिंग और उसका सॉल्यूशन है तो पता करो नहीं है तो छोड़ो and as quickly as possible you have to come to conclusive decision, take the action and drop it like the children. You should understand by the age of 17, 18 of them how much is obedient and non-obedient, how much is disciplined, non-disciplined, in which field he needs guidance, advice, encouragement, and in which field he need to be stopped. कितना टाइम लगता है समझने और कर दो वो 2 मिनट में हो गया going on worried only in the some are the parents throughout the life they are worried about children. Children are not. Why are you worried about us? अरे हम जिएंगे, we know what to do. These stupid oldies, they don't understand it. And that mental खुजली, of always worried. क्या होगा मेरे बच्चों को? अरे जो सबके बच्चों को हो रहा है वही होगा. There's nothing special. Your children and you. If there is any problem, find solution, apply. Why worry? If there is a problem, you can't solve it, leave it to the God. Why worry? But you have to see how many things we are worried about. And among the worries, one thing is the attachments. Attachment causes the worry. Attached to body and the worry of the body and its health. Attached to the money, the worry about the earning of money. Attached to the business, then the worry, will it continue or not? Attached to the people, then expecting from them something all the time. And always person of expectation only, never a person of giver. The only way to stop miserable is stopping to get disappointed. Only way to get stopped to getting disappointed is stop expecting from the people. The only way to stop expecting is you start giving. That's it. Stop expecting. The only way that you give. So people don't expect and we give them worry. Now you don't expect the love and you give them. Be a giver is the only way to avoid the expector, followed by the disappointer, followed by the worried or miserable. प्यार चाहिए हाँ दो क्यों लेते क्यों मांगते हो भीख मंगे जिंदगी भर ऑलवेज इन द माइंड nobody talks to me nobody loves me what without somebody's love or you are still alive or what hundreds are loving you you don't recognize them and the way you want the love they may not give and that is the question is wrong. The point is wrong. That you should not want the love. You should enjoy love in whatever the people are giving. The only other way of enjoying love is you give in a right manner, righteous manner. बट ये छोटे छोटे नुस्खे जो बड़े बड़े प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करते हैं जिंदगी भर वो हमको क्लिक होते ही नहीं है एंड वी ट्राई टू टेल द पीपल प्लीज एक्सेप्ट मी दैट आई एम इंटेलिजेंट people are struggling throughout life to find in what way we are intelligent and they are failing. इन छोटे छोटे चीजों में दिमाग काम नहीं करता और कहते हैं मैं इंटेलिजेंट, मैं स्मार्ट। जबरदस्ती थोड़ी है, रिजर्वेशन है क्या SC ST? सेकंड, थर्ड वन is कि are we with our classes from last 2 years, especially the morning and evening people, throughout the day after the class from 9:30 to 6, 8.5, 9.5 hours, 10.5, 11.5 hours, whatever time, 10, 9 hours, we are free. Are we taking the study at home seriously on the regular basis? Or we are getting contented, satisfied only with the classes morning and evening? It's personal, but it's a discussion. I am also asking to myself. Yeah, I'm only a speaker morning, afternoon, evening, or in between am I taking what I am speaking serious to myself on regular basis? Question 3. And the question 4 depends on this third question only. Therefore, is my mind getting molded to be contemplative about the scriptural knowledge, to lead life according to the scriptural knowledge and authority, and also is my mind always engaged in the scriptural self explained by the scriptures about the spiritual self, about the tattva or atma reality. Is it happening in me? See, if that doesn't happen, which is a beginning, then when will we become so deep in our acceptance of what is anatma and reject it, what is atma and accept it? ये अचानक सडनली किसी के कृपा से नहीं होता है. कृपा is giving us guidance, giving us resources, giving us empowerment, giving us the opportunity. That's it, कृपा. Using them for the best of the purpose is our job, our duty it is. Never relinquish duties, never give up the duties. You must fulfill them. So, how much of my day is being in the contemplation of the self? And what leads to that is, am I doing my homework on regular basis? Means, am I involving in my own spiritual evolution? Interesting question. Am I involving in my spiritual? In the class, the teacher is involving in his teaching. The Guru Parampara is involving in their blessing. But are we involving? When others are involving, it is not our involvement. When nobody is involving, that time when we involve, then that is our involvement. That is between the classes. In last 132 days of Taittiriya Upanishad, how many days after the class, before even in class, I took up this and did some study, made some notes, made some clarities in my understanding. Important thing. Depending on that only, my the mind will always be brooding or contemplating over the self. होमवर्क किया ही नहीं है तो उसके बाद वाला जो important चीज है, wherein the mind has to be always in that mood of inquiry, research, or contemplation, or analyzing the sloka, that all will be there without the book. With the book, we have to study. Before that, with the ears, with the book, we are in the class listening. A question we have to ask ourselves and help ourselves. All these four are interrelated. Don't waste time, energy in a unwanted activity. And don't be worried too much about anything in the world. And the good golden thing we're already doing of coming to the class. But that is not enough. And don't stop it, let it continue. But do the homework. Start doing it. Then with that homework done, feel all the time that my mind is in the contemplative mood always, in the mood of inquiring about the self and not self, about the bondage and liberation, and about all that. उसी के ऊपर मेरा मन चलते ही रहना, and do it as a duty, and try to do it with little positive confidence and self assurance, that what I am doing is such a great exercise done by all the saints and sages before they became saints and sages. Because through this exercise, deeply done, sincerely done, all the layers of confusions, misunderstandings, misguidances, went away. The picture became very clear to them. And from that portals of clearest picture only is the speech, whether it is Mahachamasya Pravedayate, whether it is Satyam iti Satyavacharati Tapaha iti Tapo Nitya Paurishishti, Sadhyaya Pravachaneva Nako Maudgalyaha, and together Tadhitapaha, and here Aham Vrukshasya Deriva. Crystal clear experience they have. From that standpoint, they are talking about this, which has become the ultimate authority of knowledge called as the Vedanta Upanishad. You know, 10 people are sitting for meeting. Then each one gave their opinion. So finally, one opinion of somebody accepted. Means what? How much of discussion must have happened mutually when all the 10 have given the opinion? And if all the 9 have agreed with this 10th person's opinion, how much great it must be that 9 agreed. In the same way, if it has become a part of the Upanishad, the proclaiming of our Trishanku and all, how much great the whole thought experience must be. How much the clarity he must have had that he convinced everyone and became a part of SHRUTI, like in the parliament. All discuss. Then they give all the pros, cons, and finally they come to conclusion. Then the bill is passed and approved, then declared. So that much clarity they got because of always in the contemplation. Contemplation was possible, contemplation meditation, because they were doing their homework. For the homework, the data is in the satsang. So far we were happy by being regular in satsang. Very good it is. It's a great achievement. Much better than many those who don't do. And much better than our own selves when we ourselves were irregular and erratic in our classes. We ourselves have to compare with ourselves. Like in my case. जब कभी कोई बुलाते हैं कभी क्लास में जाना ऐसा होता था. But thanks to the online, that somebody listens or not, you can go on talking. Now that I am doing class every day, so I am better than that time. Every day I am talking. So that way, this is better than depending on some other occasions. It is by choice we are doing every day. It's a good achievement, but not the ultimate. The next is this, the next is this. So, four thoughts very crucial, sincere, not to be taken simply or lightly, if you truly mean business in our spiritual evolution. In what I am wasting my energies, for what I am worried and spoiling my mind's mood, am I doing my everyday homework of study and all? And is it leading to the station that the mind, whichever the activity is doing, finishing that activity, again going back to the inquiry of what we have heard. And the bestest inquiry is about the self or the truth. A little lower than that is about the dharma, about the negative values that are being entertained in my own mind. From how many lives I am carrying them at the load, the kachra kundi. Think and start dropping them. The biggest load we carry from millions' life, in which all other dirt, kachra filled up is what? Taking the world as real. सबसे बड़ा है उसके बाद ही बाकी सब डस्टी डर्टी थिंग्स वी कलेक्ट we take it as real and we want it to be real. These are only the impossible thing it is. It's not real. It is just coming, going, appearing. But we carry that load. World is real. So I have to go into the world and do this, that, achieve this, that. These are all the load we are carrying from the spiritual stand. From the world and Vyavahara standpoint, the world is there, you are taking so many things from the world, therefore it becomes an obligation or duty to reciprocate. For that only we are defined as this and that individual, and according to the individuality, there are the roles to be performed called a dharma. सब व्यवहार में चलता है. But from the spiritual standpoint, the heavy load that everybody, the whole world is real. That one of the highest spiritual inquiry we are talking about. Kachra carrying from the spiritual standpoint. In the other standpoint, so many things. The memories of the past, the sukha dukha given by the people and the people who gave sukha dukha. Oh, क्या क्या लोड लेके घूमते हैं. Instead of living life like a devoyant Don, we add a key, K-E-Y. When you add key, K-E-Y to the Don, we become the donkey. We are only, donkey does only the carry. It carries even gold. It doesn't know it's carrying gold. That's a gada. It carries even kachar, everything. But it doesn't know anything. We also carry all that. So, having said this, now this most beautiful mantra, Bhashyam, we have seen of every of the word. After that, Bhagavan Shankara, every word is the last two sentences are there. What is that? Iti Trishankor Vedanu. These are the words of Trishanku. On that, Bhagavan gives us Bhashya. And before that, just to browse through those 6, 7 sentences. First one, Aham Vrukshasya Reriva. In fact, this thought should be the one we should go on happening in our mind. I am the one Prerayita of the Samsara Vruksha, not participant, nor even the one to be influenced by that. That in other Shankara Bhagavan's language or language developed later on, I am only the illuminating Chaitanya Tattva. I am only illuminating Sakshi. I am only the mere onlooker called as Drashta. In my presence, they are all happening. Like in the king's presence, all the singing, dance, drama, people present. He is entertained by them. He is a prerayita. He is a reriva. He doesn't dance when they dance. He doesn't sing when they sing. But whether they dance good or bad is not affected. He gives rewards to them. So to aham vrukshasya rereva. So for the entire nirantara changing samsara vruksha, there is nirantara changeless principle as the substratum, onlooker, supporter, everything. And that is called as aham. This is experienced by Trishanku. And that's what he is saying. I am that self, aham. Which self? Vrukshasya. The entire world of samsara is continuous changing thing. Reriva. In my changeless, eternal, immutable presence, the changes of the world are happening right from its beginning till its end. See, this one line only in how many ways? Every day we are getting newer ideas along with what we already studied. Then the one, Kirti Prashtangireriva. The two Kirtis are what? In my presence, everything is happening. Without me, none of those things happen. Yet, I am not touched by any one of them. I am on the top, I am the peak. That is my great Kirti. Like, trouble, world is so heavy load on our head. Okay, suffering. Then, what is to be what to do? That they unload. And how to get out of that? What is to be done? Only one thing. The world which is put on our head, we have to change the position. Keep it under the foot. This is the only way. What is on our head is a load. You stand on the world, keep the foot on the world. It that deserves that much only. पाँव के नीचे दबा के रखना है, नहीं तो सर पे चढ़ेगा। इज इट नॉट एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ? पाँव के नीचे नहीं दबाओगे तो सर पे चढ़ेगा। एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ दबा के रखना है। सो सेम फीलिंग हियर कि इट इज इन माई प्रेजेंस गोइंग ऑन, बट हाउ कैन इट अफेक्ट मी? दैट इज माई कीर्ति। आई एम नॉट इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय एनीवन। दैट itself is my glorious कीर्ति। गिरेह पृष्ठमिव कीर्ति, मतलब जो कोई नहीं कर सकता वही मैं कर रहा हूँ। फिर भी जो कर रहा हूँ मैं, उससे मेरा कोई बिगड़ नहीं रहा, इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं हो रहा। व्हाट दैट? कोई जो कहीं नहीं कर सकता मैं कर रहा हूँ। इन मी प्रेजेंस ओनली सृष्टि स्थिति लय हैपनिंग, बट नन ऑफ देम आर टचिंग मी। दैट्स कॉल्ड पृष्ठम गिरेह कीर्ति। That means there is no greater kirti than it. This one. In simple words, कहना है कि I may be a great doctor. Among the doctors, I may be famous. Somebody may be famous in law. Great lawyer. Very wonderful. एक एक बंदा एक एक फील्ड में एक एक समय तक होता है। कोई बंदा हर समय में हर फील्ड में होता है क्या? इम्पॉसिबल है वो। If we are expert in one, we may not be in other for various reasons. टाइम नहीं है, एबिलिटी नहीं है। स्पोर्ट्स में, एक स्पोर्ट्स में यू मे बी एक्सेलिंग, बट नॉट इन ऑल। देयर आर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स, है ना। आई हैव स्टार्टेड दिस माय कंपनी और इंडस्ट्री एंड रियली कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द नेशन, गुड, बट नॉट इन एवरीथिंग यू आर। इज इट नॉट? बट सी द सेल्फ, it is in and through everything of samsara, supporting everything. In a sense, without the self nothing happens. In and through everything, not like what we gave in example. I may be a great doctor but not lawyer. In the medicine also, I may be in one particular field, not other. So my pahunch, my achievements is not in every place. But self, is there any place where the self is not there? Is there anything that can happen without the self? Therefore, how much kirtiman must be the self? I have asked something. That is God, my kirti girehe prushtamiva. That I'm everywhere there and everything is happening because of me. Yet nothing is touching me. इससे बढ़कर कीर्ति क्या हो सकता है? And that self is me, and that he has recognized. Imagine what he is telling this thing in words, because communication is in words. But words are always secondary, no? The experience is primary. Then imagine to say these words, in what sort of inexplicable experience that Trishanku must be there. Is it not? कि मैं ऐसे कीर्तिमान हूं जिससे आगे और कोई हो ही नहीं सकता, कि मैं नामक ये आत्मवस्तु हर जगह पे है और हर चीज में है, हर समय पे है। इसी के कारण सब हो रहा। दैट इज हाफ ऑफ द कीर्तिमान। सेकंड इज व्हाट? येट नथिंग ऑफ दैट इज क्रिएटिंग एनी डॉट और द डेंट और एनी डिस्टर्बेंस इन मी। फील अबाउट दैट। ऊंची स्थिति है वो, बहुत ऊंचा, इतना ऊंचा। दैट्स कीर्ति शिखर से कंपेयर किया है। वेरी लॉफ्टीएस्ट हाईएस्ट। थिंक coolly, and it's possible only when we recognize the self in us. In the not self stage of I am a jiva, only in one or two fields I am all successful. In all other places I am disappointed, and in this also temporary, conditional. Then where is the kirti? Not Gire Prashnaviva, our Kirti. Our Kirti is like a 2 steps, 3 steps height, not like the peak of a mountain. ठीक है नहीं? Just पूछा गया आपको क्या है आपका कीर्ति? You tell, yeah, I started this company or I started that one, I did it. That's it only. But just if imagine you have realized the self, then you are asked, tell me a kirti. वही आत्मा सच्चिदानंदमय हूं, जिसके प्रेजेंस में सब हो रहा है। क्या कीर्तिमत्ता है! फील अबाउट इट. And this way of saying Kirtimatta is so interesting, I tell you. We discussed it exhaustively. One thought. Everybody wants to become Kirtiman. मजा आता है. And one Kirti when the people praise, second is when we ourselves feel great about it. In many other achievements, the inner happiness depends on the outer people's proclaiming. Like how much ever great I may be inside. If people don't recognize, no, I feel bad. Yeah, मैं इतना बड़ा पढ़ाई किया, कोई मेरे लिए ताली नहीं बजाते. But in case of Atma Anubhava, whether others recognize or not, because to recognize they also must be Atma. Whether they recognize or not, but I have experienced it. It's direct experience that I am the self. I am the experience, I am the self experience is a completeness. I am doctor and lawyer experiences are incomplete. Because I am a doctor, not lawyer. I am a lawyer, I am not a other fellow. उसमें इनकम्प्लीटनेस बखूब रहता है, वो रहना ही पड़ता है उसमें, because you are not everything. So therefore you can't be so satisfactorily kirtiman for yourself, with yourself. थोड़ा कीर्तिमान. That's why everybody, with every success and others' appreciation and inner joy, immediately there is a feeling of disappointment. Why? Because that success is not Purna. How can there be Purnata in any Apurna Vijayam? But whereas self itself is Purna, there was कोई कमी फील नहीं होता नहीं. That is called Kirtiman. Inner Kirtiman it is. Inner experience of being great, grand, glorious. Because the experience of self is Purna. बाकी सारे अचीवमेंट के एक्सपीरियंसेस अपूर्ण है, इसलिए टेम्पररी कीर्तिमत्ता होता है उसका. बट यहाँ पृष्ठम गिरे व कीर्तन. कीर्ति मीन्स व्हाट? It is the experience of the infinite, because self is infinite. And I know it, I'm not finite. The achievement of self experience is infinite, पूर्णता. बाकी सारे अपूर्ण है, इसलिए वो कीर्तिमत्ता परमानेंट नहीं रहता. एंड यू वेट फॉर अदर्स टू सर्टिफाई. Here, nobody needed to certify. Nobody is there. I myself am infinite. And my वो पहुंच गया उस स्थिति को. And that inexplicable experience he is trying to explain with the example that my kirti is like shikhara. Kirti shikhara. Girehe prushtamiva kirtihi. That's the meaning. See that. That means there's no greater achievement than this, because achievement leads to kirti. So self-achievements, kirti is greater than any other achievements, kirti. So to aham vrukshasya, entire vrukshasya reriva. Then the other things. Urdhvaha, I am the Moola Karana. Parabrahma, Pavitraha. I am always there as Jnana Swarupa. Vajini iva su amrutam asmi. Like the Atmamrita Tattva is there in the Vajini Surya, so too is I am that Amrita Atma. And Dravidagam Savarchasam, with me is the wealth of Dravina of Savarchasam, Jnanam. Wealth of brightness and brilliance. Here Savarchasa means not the Jada Vishayas, Jnanam or information, or the attainment, achievement, ownership on the Jada Vishayas, but here the wealth is the Jnanam itself is the wealth. Savarchasameva Jnanam, Dhanam. Then Sumedhaha, Shobhana Medhaha. This we also see. One is from the Parabrahma, Hiranyagarbha Sthiti, he is the cause of Srishti Sthiti Laya. That is called Sumedhastvam. From that standpoint, it is said. But from the Jiva standpoint, what is the meaning of Mai Sumedha Hu? Your standpoint is, I am that self in whose presence even the total Mahat Brahma also is working for Srishti Sthiti Laya. Because Sumedha is explained as what by our Bhashyakara? Srishti Sthiti Laya Prakriya Jnana. Therefore, Sumedhastu. Samsara Sthiti Utpatti Upasamhara Kausala Yogat Sumedhastu. Sumedhastvam ka what Bhashyam Bhagavan gave, Shankara Bhagavan, is जो सारा संसार का स्थिति उत्पत्ति उपसंहार कौशल, कुशलता ही सुमेधत्व है. एज जीवा तो ये नहीं है मेरा. Is it not? Then whose is this entire kaushalata of samsara sthiti utpatti laya of Mahat Brahma? But that Mahat Brahma, can he work without Parabrahma? No. And that Parabrahma is me. That way. Everything I need not do. My servants do. My servants doing is my doing only. I need not do anything. Because they're my servant. I appointed them. So to the Paramatma Tattva need not do. Hiranyagarbha does. And I am that Paramatma Tattva. So therefore, that Sumedhastvam is mine not as Jiva. Mine as Aham Brahmas. बिकॉज जीव को तो सृष्टि से संहार करने का शक्ति नहीं है. ओनली महात ब्रह्म. बट महात ब्रह्म कैनॉट वर्क विदाउट द पर ब्रह्म बिहाइंड. दैट पर ब्रह्म इज मी. In that way, Sumedhastvam Mama. Then lastly, Ataheva Amrita Amarana Dharma. So in my presence, Srishti Sthilaya of the Namarupa is happening. I am Amrita. I am immortal. Then Amrita, see, these are about all Vedanta, about all the Atma. The words are experiences, not understandings. To some extent, you can understand. Like Amrita. What is Amrita? Amarana. What does Amarana means? You know the Marana of the people dying. Suddenly वो बात कर रहा था अभी तक, अब मर गया, and then no response only. अब तक he was talking, shouting, चिल्लाइंग, fighting, doing all activity. और जला गया प्राण उससे, मर गया. He's just like carcass, the dead carcass, dead, like a log of wood only. This concept forms in our mind when we see the Mrityu. उससे पहले he was Jivita. There are intellectual understandings. But in case of Vedanta, it is an experience that I am Amrityu. I am Amarta. मैं अमर हूँ. Not somebody saying कि अमर रहे करके. मैं अमर हूँ, not रहे. है ना, अमर रहे इस बार सब ये अमर है, इनका कीर्ति. बट द सेल्फ अमर रहे की जरूरत नहीं, अमर है ही है वो मेरे को अनुभव में आता. I am the immortal. Clear? Amrutaha. Then finally, Amaramaha Akshitaha. Akshinaha Avyaha Akshataha Amrutaha Amasmi. Then Avyaha. Amruteneva Uktaha Akshitaha Siktaha Amrutokshataha. And I am the one who is fully drowned in the Amrita Anubhava. Is it not? Means what? Again, it's all symbolic. It's all very subtle. Ukshita means drowned or dipped in. Like when you take a coffee, a tea with biscuit, you dip the biscuit in the coffee. Tea, दूध जो भी है, ukshita. In the same way, I am ukshita in the amrutatva. In the example, coffee is different, then this biscuit is different. But in the self-experience, it is not that there is amruta and मैं अहम उसमें डूबा हूँ. मैं ही अमृत में एक हूँ. मैं, मेरा अनुभव ही अमृत है. उक्षिता मीन्स पूरा. So, कोई भी कोई चीज को डुबाते हैं उसमें, धीरे धीरे वो गल जाता है, वो उसके साथ एक हो जाता है. Anything you live, like any gross items you live in the water, if not today, at least 10,000 years, that gross thing slowly dissolves and becomes one with water. Because that subtle thing, gross thing came from the little subtle thing called as water. अपने कारण में चला जाता है, गल कर. बिफोर गलना और कारण में चलना, द स्टेप इज कॉल्ड उक्षित, डूबना. सो अमृत उक्षिता, मैं अमृत में डूबा हूं मतलब, लेकिन पर्सन जब पानी में डूबता है कि ऊपर दिखता नहीं वो. In the same way, मैं नामक other individuality is not there. I am drowned in amrtatva. Means there is no part or whole or any part of me which is not amrita. I totally drowned in amrtatva. More subtly seen, what is amrita and amrita? Atma is amrita, all upadhis are amrita. So I am drowned in amrita means what? I am totally freed from the amrita upadhis. Totally freed. They are not till there in my recognition also. The निरुपाधिक आत्म तत्व है ना, वो ही मैं अमृत हूँ. दैट एक्सपीरियंस इज कॉल्ड एज अमृत में डूबना, उक्षित करना. सो दिस इज हाउ व्हेन यू रियलाइज वी गेट एन आइडिया. Right now we are trying to understand the meaning of words, contemplate on them and get into the convictionism. Later on the seat of meditation, we, on the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, we recognize ourself to be that immortal, eternal Satchit, Anand. That's the meaning of Amrutokshita. Okay? Now, iti Trishankoho Vedanuvachanam is the one which we have to study. Shankara Bhagavan now explains to us. Not very difficult. He has proclaimed that he has to say. But especially when the Shruti Mata said this sentence, then though it looks to be simple, but it must have lot of consequence. So he tries to bring out meaning many times. Sometimes he tries to bring out the reason or consequence. कि क्यों कहा गया, क्या कहा गया एक बात होता है, what is said, क्यों कहा गया दूसरा बात होता है, why is it said. Many a time what is said is important, sometimes why is. So that's what iti Trishankor Vedanavachanam is the sentence in the main mantra. That sentence we are understanding through Bhashyam now. So Ahamrukshasireriva explained, Kirti Prushtangireriva explained, Urdhva Pavitro explained, Vajiniva Samrutavasmi explained, Dravinagam Savarchasam explained, Sumeda Amrutokshita explained. One unexplained sentence, last one is Iti Trishankor Vedanavachanam. Yeah. Now what is iti? Iti ityadi brahmanam. So iti ityadi brahmanam. This is what the mantra of the Veda. Iti means ityadi brahmanam. Brahmanam is mantra of the Veda. Iti. Okay? Now iti evam, in this way, Trishankoho rushehe. ब्रह्मभूतस्य ब्रह्मविदः वेदः वेदनम् आत्म एकत्व विज्ञानम तस्य प्राप्तिम अनुवचनम वेद अनुवचनम. सो इति त्रिशंकोः वेदानुवचनम. इति इज, दिस इज व्हाट इज अ वेद मंत्र ब्राह्मणम. हो गया. बट व्हाट इट इज? It is the Vasanam, the Anuvachanam, is the Veda Anuvachanam and of Trishanku. Each of the word, Bhagavan Shankara is trying to make us deeply contemplate and accept attentively. Meaning is simple, but the simple meaning is to attentively to be caught. So first word is what? Iti, ho gaya, Brahman Veda Mantra. It is full stop in Sanskrit. It is done. Nothing more to add to ho gaya. Like we put the hands like that to say that no more any serving, my stomach is full. So iti. Now Trishankoho Veda Anuvachanam. These are the words explained. Trishankoho means what? Trishankoho Rushehe. Of this Rishi. Trishankoho is the word. Koho is sixth case. So Trishanku Rushika. Trishankoho means Trishankoho Rushehe. Vani hai. Anyway, that sentence is going to come. These are the words of Trishanku. This of Trishanku is Trishanko ho, Trishanku ka. Ho ne Trishanku ka kya? Trishanko ho rushe he. Rishi means what? Rushayah Jnana Rashmayaha. Who has fully, thoroughly understood, digested, practiced, and experienced what he learned from his gurus. Is called Rishi. Rishyate iti Rishi. Jnana Rashmeha Rishayah. Trishanku is Rishi. Rishi means what? He is not an ordinary person. Then who is Rishi? Brahma Bhutasya. Next word. The one who has experienced himself as Brahma Tattva. He is called Rishi. So, Trishankoho is a word used by Upanishad. Now, Bhagavan has to say who is a Trishanku, who is a Grahastha, is a Vyapari, is a worldly person. No, no, Rishi. And which Rishi? अभी नहीं पका हुआ ऋषि अभी अभी शुरू किया अपना साधना वाला नो नो ब्रह्मभूत सो त्रिशंकु का वाणी है दिस व्हाट द वेद मंत्र इति त्रिशंकु और वेदानुज बट हु इज द त्रिशंकु बिकॉज वी डोंट नो इज त्रिशंकु इन हिज अचीवमेंट हिज वर्ड्स विल नॉट बी टेकन बाय अस एज अथॉरिटी therefore these two powerful words Trishanku is not ordinary he is a rishi and of him and which rishi brahma bhutasya तो ब्रह्म बने हुए ऋषि जो त्रिशंकु है उनकी वाणी सो हिज वर्ड्स आर फ्रॉम हिज ओन एक्सपीरियंस डज इट मीन दैट अदर ऋषिस हैव गिवन विदाउट एक्सपीरियंस आई डोंट नो वी डोंट वरी अबाउट इट आवर पॉइंट इज अबाउट दिस ऋषि इज नॉट ब्लफिंग दिस ऋषि इज नॉट इंटेलेक्चुअली टॉकिंग ये कच्चे वाले ये गुरु ऋषि नहीं है ये ब्रह्मभूत से ऋषि है That means what? He is not speaking jhoot, he is speaking from experience. And when anybody speaks from experience about something as good or bad or great, it is authentic. Because yesterday we saw in Bhagavad also, Aitihyam. Aitihyam is the words of people of experience. Anumanam, then Swavicharana, Pratyaksham, Nigamam. These are the 5 sources to gain the knowledge. Yesterday, Bhagavan Krishna told us in Bhagavatam. So, Aitihyam is the words of the great people always are authority. In courts also can say, any case, ऐसा केस होता है फिर वो जज ने वो निर्णय दिया so therefore हम भी वही देते because the case is similar. Authenticity. So, Trishankoho Rishehe Brahmabhutasya Trishankoho Rishe. Okay. Then what is the meaning of Brahma Bhutasya? Bhut man gaya again. Brahma Vidaha. Brahma Vida is a Brahma Vid now. ब्रह्म ज्ञान के द्वारा ब्रह्म अनुभव के द्वारा ब्रह्म बने हुए मीन्स व्हाट इज नो मोर ए जीवा मीन्स व्हाट एवर द रीजन्स टू बी द जीवा आर देयर यू नो द अविद्या द वासनास the ahamvritti, chidavasa reflection, upadhi tadatmya, all are gone. He has become one with Brahma. So one by one, when you add the words, it becomes so powerful. These are all descriptions of the Trishanku Rishi because his achievement. In this way, when you understand him, he becomes an authority for us. When he is an authority to us, what he said is accepted. What he said, right from the beginning, aham vrukshasya reriva ityad. लाइक कोई बात आप किसी को कहते हो then toward the end ये बात उन्होंने कहा when you say and that उन्होंने is really great मानो you may say really then immediately is it not like the secrets of health some company gets some product and puts it on ad then they take the help of some of the film actors or sports person and their struggle is so much to maintain that figure physical नहीं तो ना सिनेमा में रोल मिलेगा ना स्पोर्ट्स में जगह मिलेगी and now for this particular health they are the authority because they do it such a regular exercise कहो या diet कहो इसलिए उनको वहाँ लिया जाता है then all of us think oh he is slimmer trimmer she is so and so because of that thing so I will buy it in the same way We need Veda, that Itihasa or somebody's Aitihyam, authority, and that should not be at the lower or higher, the lower level, highest. Now, feel the meaning of these three words in one go. ऋषेः ब्रह्मभूतस्य ऋषेः ब्रह्मविदः ऋषेः त्रिशंकोः. मतलब संस्कृत जानने से भी वो मजा आएगा. ब्रह्मभूतस्य ब्रह्मविदः means through the Vedanta Jnana and its practice. The Rishi is the one who has gone to the Vedas, called as Brahmavid. And that Brahmavid who studied Vedanta through his sadhana experienced it. That's called Brahmabhuta. The Rishi means, let us say, gave up everything, came to spirituality. Brahmavida means thoroughly studied the Vedanta Upanishad. So, Brahmabhuta means he did sadhana and experienced that self. So, he is not talking, copying somewhere else. He is not talking with his vagueness. He is never talking from mere his intellectual conviction. Then what? He is speaking from experience. Therefore, it is authority. What is authority? What he said about the glory of self-experience. Having gained which, our expression is samsara vrikshasya reriva, girehe prushtamiva kirtihi, all these things. So, Rushehe Brahmabhutasya Brahmavidah Vedaha. See, Trishankoho Veda Anuvachanam. Iti is explained. Trishanku is explained. Now the Veda is explained. What is Vedaha? Vedanam. Vedanam is knowing. What is knowing? Atma Ekatva Vijnanam. He discovered the self and he discovered self alone is there is nothing other than the self. क्या है? आत्मा है. ऐसे कितने हैं आत्माएं? एक ही है. So Atma Vijnanam, Atma Ekatva Vijnanam. The knowledge of self and knowledge of self to be one without second. That's called the meaning of Veda. Veda Atma Ekatva Vijnanam. Veda means Vedanam. So this is what the experience of that Trishanku Rishi. He knows it, Veda. मतलब गुरु के पास जाकर शास्त्र पढ़कर साधना करके आत्मा अनुभव को पाया हुआ त्रिशंकु ऋषि का ये आत्मा अनुभव है ना. आत्म बना हुआ ऋषि का आत्मा अनुभव है. ब्रह्मभूतस्य ब्रह्मविदः त्रिशंको ऋषि है वेद वेदनम आत्म एकत्व विज्ञानम. हो गया. तस्य प्राप्तिम अनु, उस प्राप्ति के अनु इस बाद में, आफ्टर हिज एक्सपीरियंस, नॉट बिफोर एक्सपीरियंस, not with vagueness, not with the doubt, not with only mere intellectual understanding. No. Tasya Veda Anu. Veda means Anubhav ke baad. Prapte Anu. Paschat Vasanam. Are these words. Like many things in our life we do or speak without ourselves doing it. And uska kaam hota hai. Doesn't matter. But authenticity is only when we ourselves do and tell, na? So here he is not just listening from his guru and passing the knowledge to others without himself experiencing. No, he is not that bad. वेदा मतलब अनुभव के बाद अनु बाद में. त्रिशंकु हो वेदा अनुवचन. त्रिशंकु का ये वचन है, बट वो बाद में. किसके बाद में? अनुभव के बाद. सो त्रिशंकु ऋषि जो ब्रह्मभूत ब्रह्मविद है, उनको आत्म एक विज्ञान का अनुभव हुआ. आफ्टर दैट अनुभव, these are his vachanam or words. Not a theory only, is an experience. Therefore, authority. Then he says, therefore, he is taking another example to make it simple. Simple means what? Summarize. See, Atmanaha Kruta Krutyata Kyapanartham. Kyapana means to explain, to say. About what? Ki Atmanaha Kruta Krutyatha. Ki I am fulfilled. To tell others that I am fulfilled in my life's mission by experiencing the self. Vamadevavatu means like there is another Rishi also who is Vamadeva, who also said Aham Manurabhavam ityadi mantra. Tadvai tat pashyan Rishir Vamadevaha prativede Aham Manurabhavam Aham manurabhavagam suryaschaiti. So these are the mantras that are there in Vrihadaranyaka. In that Vrihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Rishi Vamadeva, after experiencing himself, he is telling these words. Aham manu abhavam suryaha. No, I am the Manu, I am the Surya. The self in Surya and self is the Manu, is the self in me. There's a meaning of it. Shankara Bhagavan is taking that quotation and saying, Jaise in Brihadaranyaka, the Vamadeva Rishi, after his experiencing the self, he explained that the feeling of that fulfillment in these words. Here also in the Taittiriya Upanishad, like the Vamadeva Rishi there, here the Trishanku Rishi is doing the Kyapanam, proclamation to the world of his Atma Anubhuti in the above mantras. Aham Vrukshasya Reriva Ityad. Like Vamadeva. Vamadeva in Brihadaranyaka also he said, I have achieved it, it is so glorious. Here also Trishanku saying, I have achieved it, is so glorious. So Atma Ekatva Vijnana Kyapanartham. To tell the glory of experience is there, he is saying all that. So, Atmana Krutakrutata Kyapanartham Vamadevavat Trishankuna Arshena Darshanena Drushtaha Mantra Amnayaha Atma Vidya Prakashaka iti Artaha. So, Trishankuna Arshena means Rishi ke dwara Darshanena in his own experience. So, Dushtaha visualized. That experience is now in the form of mantra amnaya. This is the mantra amnaya. And what is the purpose of it? Atma Vidya Prakashaka ityartaha. So this mantra amnaya, if you regularly take as support, it will be the inspirer for the Atma Vidya. And not only inspirer, Atma Vidya Prakashakaha. Through the inspiration only, what is the Lakshana of the Atma is told. Sadhana also told. Atma Lakshana, Atma Sadhana, Atma Anubhav are ek. What is the Atma Lakshana? Aham Vrukshasya Reriva. What is Sadhana? Aham Vrukshasya Reriva. What is the Anubhava? Aham Vrukshasya Reriva. Is it not? Atma का लक्षण क्या है? संसार वृक्ष का प्रेरयिता है. What the sadhana you and I, Jiva, have to do? Be the prerayita of the samsara vriksha. Don't involve. When you get the anubhava, you are like Rishi Vamadeva, Trishanku. We ourselves saying, Aham Vrukshasya Reriva. Dekho. See, these are the bhashyas. When you try to understand that effort itself makes our intellect so sharp, so wide open, so very deep in thinking. And for Adi Shankara, it is a simple explanation. He is in the highest stage. But when we try to understand that explanation, we grow in our intellectual ability. सेंटेंस इज सिंपल. इति त्रिशंको वेद अनुवचनम. ये त्रिशंकु का अनुभव के द्वारा उन्होंने खुद बात कही, बस इतना ही. बट दैट शुड नॉट बी लाइक दैट. If this lightly we take, then Aham Vrukshasya also we take very lightly. To take Aham Vrukshasya is very powerful source of inspiration, which started in the beginning. What was the beginning? Aham Vrukshasya Reriva iti Swadhyayartho Mantra Amnayaha. Conclusion also is same. In the beginning he said, before explaining the mantra, Bhagavan in the Bhashyam, Sambandha Bhashya said, this is what the mantra Amnaya, the Upanishad mantra, for doing you japa. And when you do that, Antakarana Shuddhi, then Vidya Prakti Moksha, he said. Then he explained the entire mantra. Now he is concluding. देखो मैंने जो कहा वही था कि नहीं. क्या था वो? कि the अनुभव of the Trishanku is the Lakshana of the Atma, Sadhana for the Atma, Mukti also. Anubhava also. So that three things put together is called ki Atma Vidya Prakashaka ityartha. So what is the whole sentence? These words which are spoken by Trishanku, because they have come from his own experience, therefore they are the source of giving us also experience of the Atma step by step. First you chant them, then with the meaning you chant them, then you have the Antakarana Shuddhi, then you deeply contemplate on them, then you experience the self, and you will also say exactly what Trishanku said. कि मैं मेरे आत्मा को ऐसा पता कर ली, इट इज वृक्ष से रेरिवा इत्यादि. Same thing. Like in any other meeting, one person said something and it was final. There's nothing can be spoken greater than it. Others also what they say, "Ah, yes, उन्होंने जो कहा हम वही मानते." So हमको भी वही अनुभव आएगा जो त्रिशंकु को आया. How? When this mantra is taken by as per support. For that purpose only this mantra is incorporated in the Upanishad. So therefore आत्मविद्या प्रकाशक होने के कारण ये mantra, what in the beginning said by Shankara Bhagavan, is concluding that what we have to do with this mantra, which is an Atmavidya Prakashakaha, what we have to do is ki asya cha japaha vidya utpatyartaha avagamyate. So this mantra's japa is certain sure means, ways and means for vidya utpatti, Atmavidya utpatti. Because he experienced it and he told it is his experience, and for us it is sadhana, and it is a lakshana also of the Atma. So Rutam Chaityadi, now this is one complete conclusion of the thought over. To say it precisely what? Trishanku Rishi's Anubhava, about the Atma it is. And in that he is telling his own experience, and for us it is a sadhana, and it is a lakshana of the Atma which is said in all Upanishads. Therefore, it becomes Atma Vidya means for every one of us. Therefore, do the japa of it. Every day contemplate on that. You will also get that. Atma Vidya Prakashakaha iti artaha asya japaha vidya utpatyartaha avagamyate. Now, this is all pura topic. He's just adding one more thing. कि ऋतम च इत्यादि कर्म उपन्यासात् अनंतरम च ऋतम च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यम च तपश्च दमश्च all were told. That means told means practiced also you can add. After that being told or practiced, this is taught. Veda anuvachana patat etad avagamyate. How do you say? Because after telling us to do all the karma kanda, through that after all the purity is achieved, what else is remained to achieve? Atma Jnanam only. And that is why in this Upanishad, the incorporation is after telling us to do Rutam Satyam, after doing which we become Antakarana Shuddha. Then this mantra is given only to indicate that this mantra japa will help you to know the self, which is the goal. And it is said by Trishanku. And Trishanku himself may be the guru who was teaching earlier mantras, Rutam Cha Swadhyaya Ityadi. In his class, there may be Satyavacha, Taponishta, all of them must be there. सो कर्म कांड का बताकर उसके द्वारा अंतःकरण शुद्धि को दिलवाकर नेचुरल उसके बाद क्या कहना होता है? आत्मज्ञानी कहना होता है. वही तो कहा फिर, which is followed in every of these traditions, every of the Upanishads. Any Shishya comes, you give all karma kanda till the Shuddha Antakarana happens. Antakarana Shuddha, unko Brahma Jnana de. Same thing is done here also. After up to the 8 Anuvakas, the Upasana is said. 9th अनुवाका उपासना पे कर्मकांड सेट अंतःकरण शुद्धि के लिए जब हो गया, अब क्या बात बच रहती है कहने को? आत्मज्ञान ही है, तो इसलिए आत्मज्ञान. सो कर्मकांड के बाद होने वाले अंतःकरण शुद्धि के बाद मुक्ति के लिए व्हाट वी हैव टू गेन इज आत्मज्ञानम. सो दिस मंत्र इज फॉर द आत्मज्ञानम, follows the sequence. Therefore, we are explaining that this mantra जप करोगे तो उसके द्वारा आत्मज्ञान प्रकाशन हो जाएगा. एवं in this way, now the $1 million point is this. I need to explain this for maybe at least 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let me see if it is today or maybe tomorrow. What is the point? Conclusion. Every time Bhagavan Shankara, after explaining the entire thesis, he gives a summary conclusion. What is the conclusion? Evam, in this way, Shrauta smartheshu nityasu karmasu yuktasya. First, to understand this sentence of that person who is fully involved in Shrauta and Smartha karma, which are the Nitya karmas. And what are they? Which are said already. Rutam cha, Satyam cha, Tapascha, Damascha, Shamascha, Agnyascha, Agnihotrancha, Atitayascha, Manushamcha, Prajacha, Prajatischa, Prajanascha, Prajacha, Prajanascha, Prajatischa. These are all said by the Shruti. Therefore, Smriti. Shruti Smriti में कहे हुए इन सब कर्म को जिसने किया, श्रौतेषु स्मार्तेषु नित्य कर्मसु Yuktasya. Yuktasya means the one who is doing all of them, point one. Second, Nishkamasya. Doing that with none of the common of this world or the other world, point two. Third one, to such person be attentive. To such person, Parabrahma Vividishoho. Sorry, one more thing is added. He has got no kamana, Nishkama ho gaya. Third one is got Parabrahma Vividishoho. The one who is desirous of Parabrahma Anubhuti. To such person, arshani darsanani pradurbavanti. That the vision of the scriptural knowledge is given, is revealed to him. Atmadi Vishayani regarding the self and not to anyone else. That's why I said I need to find the simple words to explain to you the meaning of it, which is very simple. What is it says called? The one who is yuktasya, endowed with Shrauta Smartha Nitya Karma, which are mentioned again earlier. Point one. Second, Nishkamaha. No any desire of this world or other world of Sukar Bhoga. Third one, he want to be one with Brahma, called as Brahma Vidishoho. To such person, be attentive, the Veda mantras reveal. What they reveal? Atman. और टू देम ओनली द वेद मंत्रों का अर्थ साधना सिद्धि के रूप में रिवील होएगा. दिस इज द कंक्लूजन ऑफ बोथ टुगेदर, द 9th and 10th अनुवाक. तो 9th में सब करने को कहा ना, या 10th में और त्रिशंकु का ब्रह्मानुभव का ग्लोरी बताए कि नहीं. हाँ, यू अंडरस्टूड इट. या नो कंक्लूजन बोथ ऑफ दिस आर द वन हु डज व्हाट इज सेड इन द 9th without any desire and want to know the Brahma Vidya, to them the Shruti Mata reveals the Parabrahma. So Trishanku did it. He did whatever said in 9th. Then he went to the Guru. Guru taught him Tattvamasi. He contemplated. He experienced self. The Tattvamasi का जो अनुभव है, अमृक्ष सदैव अनुभव दोनों एक ही है. But way of saying is different. Arshani darshani pradurbhavanti. Both ways. He will experience the self, and from him such a great words like that of Trishanku come, which become part of Upanishad. Vividisho Arshani Darshani Pradurbhavanti is two meanings. Already existing Upanishads reveal meaning to him, or of such person with the Guru Padesha, not only gets the Atma Anubhava, but that Anubhava comes out from him as a darshana to guide the next generation, like it happened to Trishanku. Before Trishanku, Aham Rukshasya Reriva mantra is not there. Atma is there. Atma Prapti ke Tattvamasya Mahavakyas are there. So Trishanku have studied that only. He experienced it. When he experienced it, from his own mouth, Arshani Vakyani Pradharvavanti, those Atmanubhava Vakyas come out, which become part of the Arsha. Arsha Vidya means Rishi Vidya means Upanishads. Means his experience becomes, his words become such an authority. They are in line with the Shastra. They become Shastra. So two things. One, all Shauta Smartha Nitya Karma done without any selfishness, with Brahma Vividish. Such person के लिए वेदांत के जो बातें जो गुरु ने कहा वो रिवील करते हैं. What? Atmanubhuti. After the Atmanubhuti comes to him, he will speak that Atmanubhuti in such a way that speech becomes again Rishi Proktam. Like in the case of Trishanku. Trishanku did what was said up to 9. He went to the Guru. Guru gave him Atma Jnana. He explained the Atma Jnana. His Atma Jnana he explained, which became a part of this Upanishad. That is the meaning. Then, therefore, what is the conclusion here? inspiration to know the Atma Vastu. That will be told again in the next Valli, after doing some more teachings in this particular Valli. So, matlab, they're all very highly intellectual, scholarly exercises, of which a 5-10% I'm trying to tell you, which appears to be not so important in the context of the theme, but in totality it is. It's like this क्या है भाई ये तो पहले रुतम च स्वाध्यायम च कहा और उसके बाद एक ऋषि का आत्मानुभव कहा. तो ऋषि का आत्मानुभव उसको आता है, एक बंदा ऋषि बनकर आत्मानुभव को पाएगा तब जब ये शुरू के सारे साधने की है. तो इसको पूरा मैं दोनों जोड़कर क्यों कह रहा हूँ? दोनों जोड़कर ये कह रहा हूँ मैं कि द वन हु फॉलोस उत्तम सत्यम विदाउट सेल्फिशनेस एंड विथ ओनली डिजायर ऑफ नोइंग द सेल्फ, not only he goes to the guru, listen from the guru Tattvamasi Mahavakya, and he himself comes to experience the self. Later on, whatever he speaks, that becomes authority. Like Puja Gurudev went to Tabon Maharaj and Shimaraj. And for that, when he had to go there, he stayed there with all the Shrotas, Martha, Nitya Karma done. Then the Guru taught him Brahma Vidya. He experienced it. After the experience, from his mouth, whatever came, or the Shastra for us. And Shastra is the Jnanam, not Shabdam. Shabdam can be anything. The best of the Shabdam is Sanskritam. That time only that was there. Now the other languages are there. Language could be ho. Jnana important. So Gurudev has become authority. His every word is become a Shastra because it came out of his experience. And that experience he got because the Upanishadic Jnana got revealed to him. How did it get revealed to him? He studied from other gurus. Just why will the gurus teach? And even if the gurus teach, how do he gets the knowledge? Because he did all the Rutam cha, Satyam cha, all these things. तो रुतम सत्यम इत्यादि पूरा करने वाला व्यक्ति जिनके अंदर कोई स्वार्थ या कामनाएं नहीं है, ओनली ब्रह्म ज्ञान पाने की इच्छा है, is welcomed by the Guru. Guru gives him Mahavakya Upadesham. It will be understood by him. He will be inspired to do meditation. In his meditation, he will experience that. That experience he proclaims. That proclamation is Aham Vrukshasya. Okay. Now, what is the next generation? Next generation is you and me. What you and me do? Rutam cha Satyam we do. Then we go to Guru. Which Guru we go to? We go to Trishanku. What Mahavakya Upadesha Trishanku does to us, if we are without any swartha, if we are Brahma Vividishu, wanting to know Brahma Tattva, he will teach this mantra, not what his Guru taught him. He will teach this one, Aham Rukshasri Eriva. And you and I, because of our earlier preparation, it clicks to us the meaning of Aham Rukshasri Eriva as Atmanubhuti. After we get the Atmanubhuti, then we speak out. That becomes the mantra. And when the next disciple come, to him we reach that, not this one. You understand? This is how through the parampara the jnanam is coming. No, there is no tajub ki baat or jadu ki baat. Like, I'm not talking to you Trishanku or Veda. I'm telling you in English only, no? I'm not telling the language is different, but the subject is same. And when you understand it, of course, experience also, by the way, then when you talk to other people, if your language is Punjabi, you talk in Punjab language. But what you talk is the theme this only. वो सुनने वाला और हिंदी वाला है. अरे भाषा ही कुछ भी हो, अनुभव है ना. अनुभव अनुभव एक ही वस्तु का होता है और अनुभव पाने के लिए यही क्वालिफिकेशन इज ऋतम च स्वाध्यायम च. द अनुभव इज what is the anubhava behind the words of aham vrukshasya eriva ityadi. And the summary of all the shastras talking therefore is I am that Satchidananda Atma, which is one without second in the experience. Same thing when you talk from the world standpoint, it is a substratum on which all these are imagined project. और उसी बात को अनुभव में हर एक बंदा करता है, उसी बात को बंदे अलग अलग भाषाओं में, अलग अलग कालों में, अलग अलग एग्जाम्पल के साथ बताता है. Here he said Kirti Prushtam. In other place they may say, my Kirti is as deep as the ocean. The depth of the ocean also as great as the peak of the mountain. No? Somebody may take like that. Somebody may talk the language of as infinite as the sky. आगे वाला जो कहेगा, कोई स्काई का एग्जाम्पल ले रहा है, कोई ओशन का, कोई पीक का, these are all the examples to explain that experience of self is like that, which is common. Anybody speaks in any language, experience is same. And anybody has belongs to any clan, creed, anything, sadhana and qualification are also same. Qualification is Rutam Satyam, sadhana is to do what Guru taught, that's Mananam, Chintanam, contemplation, experience is same. After experience, again everyone will say in different language. This is how scholarly discussion. अब इसके बाद जो 11th अनुवाक होगा, आफ्टर दैट दो जो क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन इज देयर बिटवीन पूर्व पक्षी एंड सिद्धांति, it is very very highly scholarly sublime. I'll try to talk on that one day. If I see that you are able to catch it, I'll continue, I'll skip it. There the jnana samuchayavada khandana karke, to know the self only way is jnanam, that is being proved. We will see. Om Purnamada. Thank you. Now we chant today. Today we have concluded it. एवं श्रौतस्मार्तेषु नित्येषु कर्मसु युक्तस्य निष्कामस्य परं ब्रह्म विदिशोः आर्षाणि दर्शनानि प्रादुर्भवन्ति आत्मादि विषयाणि इति दशमोनुवाकः. Declaring that the 10th Anuvaka is over, but last 2-3 thoughts tomorrow we'll share. Then we do the Samandha Bhasha of the 11th Anuvaka and we'll chant it. It is so huge one. We may start the discussion on that. And every one of us have our own jobs to do, that of doing some mananam reflection, having gone back home, which helps us in understanding, deeper understanding, clear understanding. Thoda could be homework karo. So 10th Anuvaka concluded. Therefore, let us chant it for 3 times, enough. ॐ अहं वृक्षस्यरेरिव कीर्तिपृष्टङ्गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधामृतोक्षितः इदित्तशङ्कोर्वेदानुवदनम् अहं वृक्षस्यरेरिव कीर्तिपृष्टङ्गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधामृतोक्षितः इदित्तशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनौ अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिपृष्टङ्गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इदित्तशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्. Keep this mantra target of chanting these many times, and while chanting try to feel the meaning of it, by which the glory of self should be felt. Desire to know the self is felt. Sadhana also, what is said there, only that we have to do. In that, the main sadhana is first one, Vrukshasya Reriva. And what is that Reriva of this samsara Vriksha? The self. Focus on that. It is revealed. When it is revealed, you will know it is Kirti Prushtangiri Reva, Urdhva Pavitro Vajaniva. ऐसा अपने आप ही पता चलता है. So, Aham Vrukshasya Reriva is sadhana, Kirti Prushtangiri Ityadi are the proofs. That through sadhana, when I reach the self, it looks like this. Okay. Om, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Namaha Tatsat Brahmarunastu. देखो ये हर एक की बस की बात नहीं है.